Yeah. What's up? What's good? What's popping? What's cracking? What's percolating? What's really good in the hood? It's your man Theo Butler, and it is what a week. It's been a week. It's been a week. It's been a week. We're gonna talk about it. It's been a week. It's been a week. Before we begin, like, share, subscribe. You like, leave a comment. You don't like, leave a constructive comment. We're here for a good time, an entertaining time, not to be confused with a long time. Even though I can be long-winded at times. Yeah, so we gonna wait because we ain't got enough. We ain't got enough. I ain't gonna talk no stuff. When we get to, that'll be a crew. We can make it do what it's gonna do. But we in here though. We in here. We gonna wait. This is some great coffee. Shout out to the Camoyo King for this right here. Shout out to the Plant Poppy for the mug. We definitely got what we need to make this show an interesting show. We starting at 6:30 tonight. My brother D-Real has a live at 8:30 tonight. So the plan is to be in and out. So folks got enough time to, breathe, exhale before we jump into the next live and everything like that. But yeah, we gonna wait. We gonna wait. Like I said, we got a great show. We got a great show. This is some great coffee. Yeah, we got a great show. It's been one of those weeks. It's been from last Wednesday to this Wednesday. All I can say is a lot has transpired, and I tell them we got one. That's almost enough to have fun. We just need one more. What's going on? I tell them what's going on. We've had a lot of stuff transpire since last Wednesday. We absolutely have. We've had a lot of stuff. Y'all see what I got going on tonight. Yeah. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and get this. It is football season. I plan on throwing some flags tonight. Yeah, because it ain't like the flags ain't there. If somebody false start, you don't want to call it, but it's a false start, right? You see the holding, you don't want to call it, but it's right there. The pick play, football season. The pick play in football, you don't want to call it. Beautiful touchdown and everything like that. You like the play concept, but it was so damn obvious you got to call it. Well, there's been a lot of obvious stuff going on. Been a lot of stuff going on since last Wednesday. Folks ain't necessarily keeping that thing a buck. They ain't necessarily calling it down the middle, being an official, human being official. Can I be the human being official, the moral official? Well, you know what? Now tell them I ain't gonna keep you waiting. I appreciate you being here and everything like that. Folks will just have to catch the replay. Yeah, that's what that is. Folks will just have to go ahead and catch the replay. And let's take a look at this. What we got going on for some nice topics. Like I said, I think we got a great show. We in here for a good time, not to be confused with a long time. And you know what? I ain't got my glasses. That should give folks enough time to pull up. Hold on. Let me go get my reading spectacles. That ain't gonna take long at all. You know what? I want to apologize to the Cub Scouts and to the Boy Scouts because I was actually a part of that, and I don't be prepared like I'm supposed to, considering that's what that is. Ronnie J is in the building. Oh, we got two. That's a crew. That's enough to make it do what it's gonna do. Let's go ahead and go through the nice topics. Labels. A lot of labels been going around, thrown around since last Wednesday. Labels. Yeah. The only ones that matter. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. The only ones that matter. Yeah, absolutely. Mutual respect. You know that whole thing about do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Where in the hell did that go? That ain't necessarily how I got that bullet point put, but you understand what I'm saying. Freedom of speech and all. I think that's a fair question. Is it free or not? Yeah. We got our coffee, so we're gonna approach this the Rock With Me Nation way and everything like that. Yeah, we're gonna do it like that there, Yana, and everything like that with a twist. Absolutely. The fragility of perfection. Yeah, because some folks swear we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Arberry and Kirk, a tale of two deletions. Yeah, we going there this evening. Yeah. Yeah. Cause both of them was done on video. Like you saw both of those deletions with your own two eyes. Yeah, we diabolical nerd. What's going on? We're gonna get into it. CK in his own words. Yeah, I think that's Yeah, I think as a matter of fact, let me do this real quick because I think that's real pertinent. Like I don't even Lord. Y'all like Theo, hold what you got. I'm still here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm just trying to make sure I got everything I need. Because when I come, folks be like, well, hey man, don't do it like that. No. I want to make sure if we gonna what we say ain't no fun if the rabbit all right, we back. I ain't going nowhere. Big Jared, Nutella, Ronnie in the building. I didn't go nowhere. So picking up where we left off, because like I said, this is gonna be a nice one right here. CK, Calvin Klein or Captain Kirk in their own words. Yeah. Yes, I'm being so daggum sarcastic. Utopian vice dystopian. Do we know the differences between the two, and do we know we got an idea of which way we headed? Like do we know which is which? Do we know what they are? We okay, never mind. Comics and culture. Are you a hero or a villain? I think that's a fair question, considering what this channel is formed on. Are you a hero or a villain? BitterRoot, the next movement. You know, my brother Kamoyo calls my brother D Real a prophet I'm looking at the writers, creators of BitterRoot. Did y'all know some stuff was getting ready to pop off? I see some stuff taking place in the 5 issues, and I see some stuff that's going on right now in the LE. So I'm just asking. I ain't asking. I'm just asking. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about BitterRoot. The next movement is what we're gonna do. Teen Lantern. One question answered raises another question to be asked. Yeah. T'Challa versus Wilson Fisk. They got beef. We wouldn't know it. We wouldn't know it, but they got beef. They got beef. College football. Gunner reminds me of Stetson. Let's stay right there. It's football season. It is football season. It's football season. You watch high school football? You ever look in the stands? Yeah. I want to call this the sarcastic episode. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. You ever look in the stands? High school football, you see who all be in the stands? Everybody and their mama? Everybody and their mama. Yeah. You ever look at the football team? Everybody and their mama be on that football team. You be rooting, somebody else be rooting. You be rooting, somebody else be rooting. You rooting somebody else, you rooting. Is that your son? Person asking you don't look a damn thing like you. Is that your son? Oh, he's playing a great game. Same thing on Saturday. Right. Same thing on Saturday. I saw a whole bunch of folks. I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan. I saw a whole bunch of Georgia Bulldogs hugging each other when they beat Tennessee. Did y'all watch the game? I did. I seen everybody run on the field with the white jerseys and everything like that, hooping and hollering. They ain't all look alike. They didn't. They didn't all look alike. They didn't all look alike. And I'm staying right there because when I think about how Gunner Stockton reminds me of Stetson Bennett, you know, it ain't got nothing to do with the skin complexion. I did a video. Gunner Stockton reminds me of Stetson Bennett. It ain't got nothing to do with the skin complexion. It don't. Because he don't remind me of Carson Beck at all. But he do remind me of Stetson Bennett. Yes, good Lord Jesus have mercy. He reminds me of Stetson Bennett. And I root for Gunner Stockton. I do. And when I root for Gunner Stockton, I'm either rooting for Gunner Stockton, or the quarterback that plays for the Georgia Bulldogs. His ethnicity, race never comes up in my mind. I ain't never saying to myself, ooh, that white. No, that man, listen, we got us one. And when I say we got us one, not we got us a fast white. No. We got us a nice quarterback. We got us somebody. Woo, good God Almighty Jesus. I'm liking that right there. And I like him better than I ever liked Carson Beck. And me not really being a fan of Carson Beck had nothing to do with how Carson Beck, his melanin. It had nothing to do with that. I just didn't like him as a quarterback. I did. But now, Gunner Stockton, Stetson Bennett, yeah, I like that all day long. You remind you, Gunner, Stetson, Gunner. It's some machismo right there and everything like that. I like that. I like that. And they both, watch this down, they both wanted to play for the University of Georgia. They didn't want to play nowhere else. That was their childhood dream, to play for the University of Georgia. You see how I'm saying all that? And I'm not, rooting for the running back and everything like that. I cannot imagine how to be a racist and enjoy football. You got to measure who you rooting for. Like, here we go. If you, Mississippi State, they won. They beat Notre Dame. Black quarterback threw the ball to a white tight end. You know, if you're a racist, you don't even know how to take that. They be like, Theo, are you just talking about white racists? A racist is a racist is a racist. Now, Only one of those has the ability to instill systemic racism. Only one of those groups. See how I'm doing this? We call it for what it is. Yeah. A racist is a racist is a racist is a racist. But only one racist has the ability to instill, affect systemic racism. Yeah, it ain't but one. It ain't but one. It ain't but one. I might be able to practice racism on the basketball court in the hood where I live at. That's about it. if that's what I'm gonna do. But you see how I'm doing that? Yeah, it got to be the damnest thing to be a racist. My favorite quarterback is Terry Bradshaw. Theo. I'm sorry. I got 4 Super Bowl rings with that dude. What you talking about? You talking about the dude that could throw the length of the field? I know he was bald. He got bald and everything like that. You talking about the dude that was in a movie with Burt Reynolds? You talking about the dude that was married to a figure skater? But boy, look, he had him one now. He had him one now. He did. He had him one. That's my quarterback. That's my quarterback. When Hollywood Henderson slammed Terry on his neck, I was mad. I'm in school. I want to fight. Don't do that to my quarterback. See how I'm looking at that? That's my quarterback. That's my quarterback. My colors, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black. That's my quarterback. Don't mess with my quarterback. When I was going to school, the Mitchell Baker Eagles. Don't mess with my teammates. You can say I'm the overprotected one. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm the that one right there. Don't mess with my teammates. My teammates. My teammate. And I don't. How you be a racist and join the military? Like, that's got to be the damnest thing, ain't it? Like, you're gonna be put in a situation where somebody that ain't you gonna have to watch your six. Like, I don't know how you do that in team sports. I don't know how you be a part of a team and be a racist. I don't know how you be a member of a fan base to be a racist. That's got to be some of the most confusing, damnedest, conflicted, frustrating times, which I low-key understand now why you pissed all the damn time, because you can't enjoy the simple things in life because you too big. Never mind. I'm gonna go ahead and greet folks that then pulled up and everything like that. We see the Komoyo King then pulled up. Like I said, we in here for a good time. Not to be confused. Oh, entertaining, educational time. We in here for that. We're not gonna be here all night. We're not gonna do that all night. We're not gonna do that. So let me make sure I go ahead and greet everybody. We got Nitellum. Thank you so much for putting up. Ronnie J is in the building. Diabolical Nerd. My fellow devil dog Juju Rose is in the building. Big Jarris is in the building, and the president of the Black Panther fan group, the Komoyo King, is in the building. Y'all, those of y'all, if you ain't, necessarily saying nothing, that's cool. Just make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that like button. I wanted to, like I said, there's been a lot going on in the news and everything like that. Some stuff then popped off. Folks got some stuff going on, and I'm gonna mind my words. I'm gonna mind my word. Folks seem to be upset about some stuff. Folks getting canceled left and right and everything like that. But I'm gonna say if it was me. We're gonna play a game of if it was me. If it was me. And this bullet point would be in the words of CK himself. Yeah. If it was me. What would happen to society? How would society? YouTube, pay attention. Don't, because I'm playing a game of what if. You don't, no, don't do that. If I see a white pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Let me do it a different way. Boy, if I see a white point guard, boy, I sure hope he can dribble. How that sound? Because the original quote is, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. This was said as of January 23rd, 2024. That don't bother anybody? I shouldn't be bothered. That's crazy. That's the very first quote, because either A, he doesn't remember the red tails, or B, he doesn't think highly of the red tails. That is world history, though. That is world history. And those who cop for him, well, you either A, don't know world history. That's crazy, because we literally got Linda McMahon in charge of the Board of Education. So they're trying to dial stuff back. They love stupid folks. So it's either A, if you believe what he said, because he said it. You either A, don't know world/American history, or you believe that world/American history is a lie. Because why wouldn't he trust a black pilot? They were the only ones that got the bombers to and from. That's facts. That's facts. He said, why would he say that? What would be the significance of making such a statement? To demean me and mine as we're incapable of flying a plane. I'm sorry, we've been doing that for quite some time now, and pretty damn successful at it too. Some could make an argument we're better at flying bombers, or at the very least, willing, as Captain America Steve Rogers would say, willing to make the sacrificial play for the betterment of our country. Everybody can't say that. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Let's see here. We got another quote. If you're a WNBA pot-smoking black lesbian, do you get treated better than a United States Marine? Oh, let's see. If you're a white crack cocaine addicted white gay man rock star, or we can go to the chapel with this minister. Quite a few boys complaining about what Catholic priest did to him, right? Do you get treated better than a United States Marine? Or, I like this right here. If you are a convicted felon who dodged the military draft over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, do you get treated better than a United States Marine? Yeah, it's safe to say he does, because he's a convicted felon who dodged the draft. That's what that is. He did that. Do I catch hell making that statement? You mad I'm making that statement? If we're gonna be mad, let's be mad. If words hurt, words hurt. Right? If it's not freedom of speech, it's not freedom of speech. Is it or isn't it? If you either got a problem or you don't. Which one is it? Don't pick and choose. That's the reason why I got this shirt on tonight. Happening all the time in urban America. Prowling blacks go around for fun to go target white people. That's a fact. It's happening more and more. Happening all the time in suburban American schools. Sensitive white men, young white males, go around to their schools targeting the entire population, being involved in mass shootings. The Columbine High. Yeah, the trench coat mafia. That's American history. It's American history. Should I be talking like that? Does that solve the problem? Because that's a fact. Yeah, that the news is either on top of their job when the mass shootings take place, or they're lying. But the number of mass shootings in this country, By and large, if we believing in race and we're saying that, we're claiming that it's the white race. It's the white race. It's not the red race. It's not the brown race. That's not who we need to be worried about in this country. It's not. When we send our children off to school and everything like that, no, the child that we need to be concerned about that might be triggered and have access to an automatic weapon, not a 9mm, not a 9mm. No, this child been trained not going outside playing hopscotch, not playing Connect Four. No, some male decided it was better to take his son to the rifle range and show him how to operate a semi-automatic weapon. Do we not know that by and large, the United States military doesn't consider you trainable, intelligent, mature enough to operate a weapon of that magnitude until you're 18? That's when you can join the military. But you got some dads sitting home teaching little Tommy, little Billy, this is what we do. You're not teaching Tommy, Billy, no social skills whatsoever. You're not teaching Tommy any de-escalation skills whatsoever. You're teaching Tommy how to delete people. That's what that is. That's what you're telling him. He get mad, that's what he does. We're telling ours, when you get mad, if one of y'all jump, all y'all better jump. That's what we telling ours at home. That's what we doing. And we are taking a few of ours to the gun range. Ask us why we taking them to the gun range. It's because we know you taking little Tommy and Billy to the gun range. But after we take ours to the gun range, you know, little Shamar, little Marshawn, he got football camp too. Let me keep up with this though. Crazy, because I don't think he spent a lot of time in urban America. Kind of like when I had somebody who used to be a former friend of mine say something along the lines of women are aborting live fetuses. And I asked him, I say, do you know one? Huh? Folks say hunk in here. You're saying that's a problem. You are 50-something years old, correct? Correct. You are an Uber driver, right? Right. Do you know any woman in your lifetime that's aborted a live fetus? Yes or no? No. Then why are you believing that nonsense? You live in Thomasville, Georgia. You drive Uber, Lyft, all over the place. 50-something years worth of experience. You're a father, married for the second or third time. You got cousins that are women. Do not got homeboys that have dated women and cannot say on your own personal account, you know one woman that's aborted a live fetus, but you going along with a draft dodger. Make it make sense. CK ain't been in the hood. He don't know anybody from the hood. You ain't seen him interact with anybody in the hood. So how does he speak so profoundly of the hood? That would be like one of us that really don't kick it in suburban areas, speaking so knowledgeable about suburban areas. Really? Make it make sense. Your words, not mine. Let's keep going. If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, I wonder, is she there because of her excellence or is she there because of her affirmative action? Oh, I don't know. If I'm dealing with somebody in the White House who's a moronic white male, a convicted felon, a sexual predator, I wonder, is he there because of his excellence or is he there because of DEI? See how that go? Because ain't nobody there in the White House right now qualified. As a matter of fact, if I'm being honest, it's almost as if some folks are afraid of nominating someone with a college education, someone with a degree in political science. You would think that if we're talking politics, I would want somebody who knows something about politics. We can agree to disagree all day long about politics, but why in the hell is this group consistently enamored with the entertainer, Ronald Reagan? You ain't got nothing in common with that damn dude. That's an entertainer. Yeah, I'm not under. What's wrong with magna cum laude? I don't understand that. What is wrong with that? I do not understand a convicted felon. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm gonna come back to that though. But let me keep going because I just want to keep going over words. They ain't mine. If we would have said that Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks, we would have been called racist. Now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously. That's not inflammatory at all, is it? If I would have said that Linda McMahon and the beach blonde, yeah, her, Mrs. Trump, Mrs. Vance were affirmative action wives, because you see what we got going on. Right. What we think would have been said. Mind you, these are all insults, by the way. Folks call it a difference of opinion. Well, we know there's quite a few blatant lies in here. On debate, we record all of it so that we put it on the internet so people can see these ideas collide. When people stop talking, that's when you get violence. No. When people have a difference of opinion because somebody been talking, it's when you get violence. That's when Martin Luther King was literally deleted while talking. Ironically enough, Malcolm X was deleted while talking. We get raised as kids, we say sticks and stone, because as a kid, you wanted to fight somebody who was using words, right? And your parents was trying to talk you out of it. Well, we get folks deleted on a daily basis because of words. That's what any knowledgeable person would let somebody know. No, words can move folks to violence. They can. Don't words move you to marrying somebody? Don't words move you to going out on a date with somebody? Don't words move you to putting bets on stuff you know damn good and well you ain't got no business betting on? Yeah, words are powerful. We want to act like they not when we want to say what we want to say. But then when words cost us some stuff, oh no, that's when words mean something. No, words always mean something. We're not going to pick and choose when the words mean something. And if the words mean something now, then the words meant something then. We're not going to do that. Hell no, we're not going to do that. Let me keep going. Prove me wrong. The challenge to students to publicly debate him during the tour of colleges he was on when he was reject feminism, submit to your husband, tell her you're not in charge. Where's that at in the Bible? Ooh. Where that at in the Bible? We Old Testament, New Testament, what we talking about? This is when I'm calling pastors to the front. Christian pastors, because you let this dude speak incorrectly about your religion. And Dick, I've only seen one pastor checking. Only one pastor. The rest of y'all, it's your book. Discussing news of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's engagement on the Charlie Kirk show. What's wrong with their relationship? That's their relationship. Hey now. The answer is yes. The baby would be delivered. I got that question. The young lady was raped, was what he was being asked by another young lady. There was an issue with the pregnancy. He kept trying to duck and dodge and say, oh, you're being graphic. No, we're all being graphic. These statements made about mine in reference to mine are very, very damn graphic. And if folks can be pissed about how folks are speaking about you today, then I got a right to be 38 damn hot about the words you were letting come out your mouth when you were walking amongst the living. Nobody held you accountable. We're going to talk about accountability in a few. Responding to a question about whether he would support his 10-year-old daughter aborting a pregnancy conceived because of a rape on the debate show. You would force your 10-year-old daughter. Right. Now, I like this one. Let's play Big Bank, take Little Bank. Suppose she was raped by a black man. You still forcing it? Suppose she was raped by a red man. You still forcing it? Suppose she was raped by a yellow man. You still forcing it? Or is it you're just going to force it if she's raped by a white man? Raped by a white man. That's just YouTube. But these are his words. These are his words. Nobody made him say them. Nobody. He went out there time after time after time after time and devalue the lives, the careers, the opinions, the sentiments of people who did not look like him. And he did it willingly. Let's keep going. Because I want to know, when do one of us get to talk like this? Because I know what happened with Nick Cannon. And I don't think he said anything anywhere as egregious as this. But we let folks want to run wild. That's crazy. We want to take stuff away from Nick Cannon. But this right here, we want to let it run buck wild and then be surprised at the outcome. You cannot serve both masters. We need to have a Nuremberg-style trial for every gender-affirming clinic doctor. We need it immediately. I don't know. It's been a word thrown around out there in regards to what type of verbiage is being used, but that definitely seems like some inflammatory verbiage that could be used to instigate something. Yes. Let's see here. I think it's worth it to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deletions every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. You know, you got to watch what you say. You got to watch what you say. You got to watch what you speak into existence. So you get taught that in a house with no, I'm sorry, with folks that go to church every Sunday. Yeah, they teach you to watch what you say, because see, you can speak stuff into existence. That's my culture though. So there's something you can learn and everything like that. Yeah, be careful what you say, because you can speak it into existence. That's what we're doing over here. And that's what you felt. That's what he felt. Do you feel that way? How would it sound if I said it that way? You know what? Sometimes the folks just got to get deleted so we have our rights. Is that utopian or dystopian? America was at its peak when we halted immigration for 40 years and we dropped our foreign-born percentage to its lowest level ever. We should be unafraid to do that. Wasn't America built on immigration? The Native Americans, the red people, are the only people native to here. If you're not red and you're any other color, you either arrived on your own merit, which would make you an immigrant, or you were brought over here against your will, which would make you a slave. So if you do not look like, if you don't look like who the Lone Ranger had as his partner, his homeboy, you're not from America. You're an immigrant, or like I said, you descended from immigrants, or you descended from slaves. And if you, I didn't make that up. No, go see the two German dudes. Yeah. See, the thing is, y'all don't keep up with y'all own damn history. You white. You're not from America. It's two white dudes said that. Them two white dudes are the reason why we got race being used, color. Well, based on them two white dudes that quite a few of y'all still hold in high regard because you still using race, your white behind ain't from America. Thus, you have no claims here. You never did. You never did. Your claim is cross the water. That's what that is. That's always been what that is. That's why I don't like using color, because color ain't nothing but a, what would my brother call it? A double entendre. We talking in circles for no damn reason. No. And we need to see right now, because we're going to get to this whole accountability thing. It ain't even about color, is it? No, we're going to get into it. Let me see what I got here. I love this one right here. The American Democratic Party hates this country. They want to see it collapse. They love it when America becomes less white. When was that? Before or after the slaves were freed? Because the Democratic Party was the party for whites. Because y'all like to keep throwing that thing in there. Well, you remember when the Republican Party freed the slaves? You did. That is what so all the racist folks were over there in the Democratic Party. Yeah. Why is that no longer the case? Yeah, let's not be selective with world history. I can't bring him receipts. No. What did he say? The American Democratic Party. Really? So was it that the Republican Party hated America back then? See, we got some inconsistencies here, and folks just want to say what they want to say. That's why folks don't want nobody being questioned. Oh no, you get to get questioned all damn day long with all these damn inaccurate ass statements. So it's safe to say at one point in time, the Republican Party hated this country. They wanted to see it collapse because the Republican Party loved it when America became less white, when they freed the slaves. We don't think before we talk, do we? We don't think anybody keeping history. And his words are history. Written history, oral history. Can't run away from it. Life actually contradicts what he says. And that's the damnedest shame. We're going to keep going. The Great Replacement Strategy, which is well underway every single day in our southern border, is a strategy to replace white rural America with something different. You think so? You know how long Camilla, Georgia been rural? See, that's when I asked the question. You live it. Charlie is talking. You live in Thomasville. How long has Thomasville, Georgia been a rural area? Pelham, Georgia. Cairo, Meggs, Tipton, Ty, Colquitt County. I'm trying to figure which one we're talking about, because you really don't get into suburban cities until you get North Georgia. And if you live in Georgia, you know it. So why believe what this person said when you actually live it? Think about how stupid you sound regurgitating. If you live in Thomasville and I live in Thomasville, think about how stupid you sound regurgitating talking points from somebody who never lived in a rural area. Clearly he didn't. On Islam, America has freedom of religion. Does it? No, seriously, does it? Can you walk around proudly proclaiming another religion and not risk ridicule, isolation, bullying? Just ask the question. And I think we know the answer to that, right? Ever since 9/11. We've been warning about the rise of Islam on the show to a great amount of backlash. We don't care. That's what we do here. And we said that Islam is not compatible with Western civilization. Is Christianity? If a cross is being burnt as a form of intimidation, if a cross is being used as a form of hate, is it compatible with a civilized people? Quite a few opinions here, statements, quotes that are inflammatory. So when we get the Utah governor coming to the stage saying he went to God for 32 hours and prayed, well, you will get an answer. The question is, do you understand the answer? And it's not even for you to like it, but to go to God and pray that it not be one of us. That's the prayer, that it not be one of us. Who didn't we want it to be? I've had people that want to make excuses. Well, I took it that he meant he didn't want it to. No, we all God's children. Who didn't you want it to be? So you could escape accountability. You want to escape accountability as a God-fearing man? You want to escape accountability as the governor of Utah? You want to escape accountability as a Republican? Or do you want to escape accountability as a heterosexual white man? Or do you just want to escape accountability as a white person? We're all God's children. We're all God's children. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who deleted him. It wouldn't have mattered who he was, should matter who he was when he got deleted. We're all God's children. But let's talk about us all being God's children. Arberry. I thought about Trayvon Martin, But Trayvon's deletion wasn't on videotape. I thought about George Floyd, but then folks would say he was breaking the law. But Arbery, what was it, 4 minutes? He was running for 4 minutes? Pulled over, deleted him, and went home. You hear anything from the governor of Georgia? Outrage? Because once again, if we're talking about race, and I don't think CK and AA would have been buddies. I'm of the mindset CK probably wouldn't have felt no type of way about AA. Probably would have felt like AA probably had it coming because of where he was. AA's deletion would have been justified because that's what we need to make sure everybody got their rights and everything like that. But I'm looking at how folks reacted. There was no outrage. Did you see anybody start crying, lose their stuff, do videos, snot all out their nose and everything like that? No. Did you see anybody, hear anybody threaten about retaliation? Did you hear any of that? No, you did not. And we watched them. Right is right, and wrong is wrong. But now, if you felt, because Arberry was not breaking the law. No, Arberry actually did what quite a few of us did. There is a building, a structure being built. He's of the mindset, he's in the city he lives in, he should be good. He goes and look. Oh, well, hell. No, he shouldn't be there. That's the mindset. And we're not just going to ask him to leave. Nope. As in, we're not just going to say we disagree with him being there. Oh, no, we're going to delete him. And that's what happened. Who we think the mindset of those that deleted him and then went home as if there was nothing done wrong, what we think their mindset was? This is some good coffee. Any outrage? Because if a life is a life, then a life is a life. A life is a life. A life is a life. But I'm going to tell you something. Here's the, to be running for 4 minutes. I don't think we give that enough due, enough thought. He ran for 4 minutes. Running consistently for 4 minutes. Like they trailed this, they followed this dude. And I'm gonna ask folks, and I doubt supporters of CK would ever consider this, but I know I ain't the only one. You ever wound up in a neighborhood folks was real quick to get at you about? I'm delivering pizza for Papa John's. GPS. Oh, Lord, I'm where nobody that looked like me want to be delivering pizza at. I done pulled up in somebody's yard with the Confederate flag. Him and his son. Right here in Leon Dam County. I had no idea. and he had a shotgun. Damn me being, I'm in uniform. I got the pizza. Oh no, right. Who fault was that? What would the news have said? Wonder what CK would have thought. My passing would have been justified. That ain't what my daughters would have thought. That ain't what my wife would have thought. And that's what we're asking, right? For us to be humane about his passing. Well, that's a two-way street. And not trying to be funny, but based on CK's words, well, I can see the humanity in him. The sad part was he, like so many others, lived his life being unable to see the humanity in me. Now, here is what we don't want to talk about. If you believe in God, you got to ask yourself, think about it, reflect on it. How ironic were his last words? How ironic were his last words? The accountability thing. You can't run from this one. You can't run from it. Because see, now what you want to do is you want to say it was somebody white, but no, somebody white. We're not dividing that up with anybody else. We don't say it was no black on black crime, remember? We don't subdivide it. We don't say Crips, Bloods. we don't say Yankees, Red Sox. Oh no. We say black on black. We don't talk about it went down during FAMU homecoming and somebody from the bottom came up and said something to somebody from the 850. Oh no, it's black on black. We don't qualify it. Oh no, somebody was cheating on somebody. Oh no, it's just black on black. Well, that was white on white. Unfortunate. Tragic. Absolutely. But that's what that was. Some folks want to call it political. I'm not going to do that. That was white on white. That's what that was. You have within a certain demographic the inability to use their words, and that's been what that's been for a minute. You can't blame that on anybody else. I'm gonna use Malcolm's words. That's that rooster coming home to roost. You want a war. You looking for a war, but it take two people to have a war. It take two. Well, we voted. We voted like civilized folks are supposed to. We voted, and like civilized folks, when it didn't work out in our favor, we went home. We didn't storm the Capitol. We didn't accuse nobody of cheating. No, okay, all right, cool. We going home. We left it up to y'all. And when I say y'all, everybody that was comfortable with the decision that they made, put them in the White House. Well, now you still being divided. But that's who you elected. You didn't elect somebody that wanted to unify the country. Even with this taking place, instead of calling for love and unification, he still wants to point the finger. That's him. The dude who has no testicular manhood whatsoever. The dude that was afraid to defend his country, but wants to send your sons and your daughters into combat at the drop of a dime. He wouldn't go, but he don't mind sacrificing yours. That's who you elected. That's who you elected. Well, his background. He's not finished dividing. We just took our football and went home. We took our basketball and went home. But he's not finished dividing. So he's going to divide you. And because you, that's crazy. You looking at him as if he's you. You have nothing in common with that dude. Whether we talking skin complexion, whether we're talking love for America, whether we're talking your love for your fellow man, whether we're talking love for your fellow, for the women, for children, you have nothing in common with that dude. Nothing. And he will see it all burn. And you elected him. Well, he's going to keep dividing. It's going to be left, right. Because if you listening to what he's saying right now, he ain't talking color anymore. He's talking left, right, conservative, liberal. Those are all trigger words that have nothing to do with me and mine. No, so you got to use a color to trigger me and mine. Well, he know he can't trigger me and mine. Me and mine not studying him. So now he's finna divide you. And you finna go along with it. Then the father turning his son. It starts right there, because if we go back to the Civil War, it was family members fighting family members. For what? For what? This dude is turning family members against family members. We saw that during the last time he ran for office, right? Right. That's not the type of impact one individual should have. The dude disrespects the Bible. What we doing? We want to talk about escalating stuff, triggering folks. The dude literally said he could delete somebody in the middle of the street and folks would still vote for him. That's inflammatory as hell. Who can say that? I know damn good and well Barack Obama couldn't have never made that statement. He couldn't have. Kamala could never have made that statement. Why he get to make it? He's encouraging folks to do that. Barack went to go have a beer with a sheriff. He's telling people to be violent, and you're running along with it. Well, see, here's the daggum thing about running along with somebody. Because, see, he ain't got nothing to lose. He going to run to his car. He's not the one that's going to make the game-saving play. He's the one that's going to go run and hide. That's always been his MO, going to run and hide. Why are you out there running behind somebody who, when the pressure get hot, has shown historically they're going to run and hide? As we said in Black Panther, that's your king? Because he don't want to be president. That's the king. That's what he wants. Okay. Well, you can't be mad. Fair is fair, right is right, wrong is wrong. If we all God's children, we're all God's children. That means it's your fault. You can't run from it. You can't. And if we're going to take ownership, like you want me to take ownership of mine, then you got to do better as a people. Right now, you don't know how to have conversation. You get mad, you go get your pew pew. That's what that is. You get mad over words, you go get your pew pew. You get mad, you go shoot up the school. That's what you do. You get mad, you go shoot up the office. That's what you do. Historically speaking, that's what that is. And we're going to speak truth to it, because this wasn't the first incident last Wednesday. It was the latest. Now, what you going to do? Because you can't blame nobody else. You can't. It's on you. What you gonna do? You can't blame me and mine. You cannot. You can't. You want to, but you can't. I'm gonna keep up with these notes. We're gonna switch topics. I ain't gonna stay here all night. I must say that with the exception of Trump, the current administration all look uncomfortable and awkward in every press conference. I can't be the only person who has been noticing. No, you're not. You're not the only one that noticed. We didn't seen that nonsense. Want to give it up one time with my brother, Afro Samurai from across the water. What's going on, Afro? Theo has his referee shirt on, all sides flat. Yeah, we gonna call it for what it is, because folks want no. We all God's children. That's what you told me. We all God's children. Ain't nobody perfect. That's the other part. That's saying a lot, because there's no such thing as it's always somebody else's fault. Like that don't exist. I'm sorry, it don't. And when we look at this current administration, it's always somebody else's fault. And when we look at the dude that's in office, he's never wrong. He's never wronged anybody. He's been an angel his whole life. No, nobody has been an angel their whole life. No, I'm sorry. No. As Black Widow said, we all got stuff in our ledger. Yeah. Ain't there's nobody right. But the way folks talk about it, he perfect. The way Marjorie Taylor Greene talks, the Republican Party is perfect. The way folks are trying to talk about the dude who just got deleted, he was perfect. He had no flaws. Really? I said it once, I'm gonna say it again. We do realize that when God flooded, if we believe it in the Bible, we do realize that when he flooded the earth, that was him hitting the reset button. That was him saying, oh man, I got it wrong. I thought I had I had to create this masterful wonder piece in 7 days. I thought 6 days, because I rested on the 7th. I thought no, and they still acting damn Aki. We're gonna have to hit the reset button. Well, if he can hit the reset button because he got it wrong, and that's the Almighty. Whoa. So we thinking as humans we don't get it wrong? Because when I listen to folks talk, they ain't ever wrong. Never. For never. No, stop that. That's how I know you lying. That's how I know you lying right there. When you say conduct yourself like you're never wrong, you're always wrong, because you're not perfect. You're flawed. We all are. And the moment you start conducting yourself like you're not, it is what it is. So yeah, Kamoyo King, what's good? Diabolical greeting folks and everything like that. Let's see here. Make sure I keep up with these notes. But we are supposed to have the mark of Cain, right? Sounds like projecting the sheer mayonnaise of it all. The mark of who? All right, I like that, but because Mr. Smith would say, hey, watch this. Mr. Smith, shout out to my elder, he would say that's the Old Testament. That's the Old Testament. See, folks want to talk about that daggum thing right there. That's the Old Testament. See, when he sent his son down and his son sacrificed himself for all of our sins. Oh, that absolved all that other stuff. See, that's why they didn't want us to read it. Say that's the damnedest thing. You want me to obey it, but you don't want me to read it. No, you don't want me to read it because once I read it, I'm gonna be able to comprehend it. No, you got the old and you got the new. And the new supplants the old. So that whole mark of Cain and everything like that. No, once Jesus was on the cross, amen, yeah, all that, because he died for my sins. Ain't that what we say? That's what they teach on Sunday, ain't it? Ain't that what it? Ain't that it? Come on now, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't have me acting like that. Come on now. Ain't that what's in there? He died for our sins, right? It said he died for man's sins. It don't say he died for the white man's sins. It don't say he died for the black, brown, red, yellow. No. He died for man's sins. Okay. See, I don't be knowing what other folk be talking about, but I'm like, just because I don't talk about it, don't act like I don't know what's in it. I got my spiritual advisor and I got my elder. And y'all don't know how often I talk to them. we ain't always talking comic books. No, we watch this. And we ain't always talking earthly stuff. Yeah, we ain't always no. Sometimes we talk about other stuff. So I just, I ain't saying it. That's why I say we all God's children. And I noticed I've started to make some folks that call themselves Christians uncomfortable. I'm not trying to. I'm trying to make you accountable. If you read the story about the Tower of Babel, then how are you, as a pastor, Christian, condoning anything CK said or anybody like CK says? That story right there literally tells us why we look different and speak different. And it has nothing to do with anybody being better than anybody else. Crazy, we never talk about that story. Crazy, we don't talk about that story. Don't nobody want to give that story any credence and everything like that, but it's in the Bible, right? It's crazy. Oh, let me see here. Keep up with them. Everyone is Cash Patel. Oh my, only man, listen. Grace says he spoke that one into existence. I tell my wife all the time, watch what you say. There is power in the word. Watch what you say. Gray, he did say he didn't trust DEI, so the universe said, say less. His words. His words, not mine. I'm just repeating them. You can't be mad if I repeat the words. The words shouldn't have never been said. I would like to think that a thoughtful, caring human would think better than this. But I realize the day and age that we live in, where even if we don't necessarily believe in it, preaching ignorance, preaching hate, preaching separation, preaching division, that'll get you paid. What does it profit a man to gain the world but lose his soul? I ain't saying, I'm just saying. What's going on, Miss May Kent? Head Dora herself is in the building. Kamoyo says, I had to tell a bunch of folks that we do not dwell on them like that. We got our own lives to live. I promise you. I think I got the Grand Ole Opry and Hee Haw back in the day because that's all that was on TV. But I'm not. They got Stetson Night at the Moon. I ain't never been. What say? No, they got Stetson Night every Saturday night at the Moon. I ain't never been. I've been in Tallahassee since '94. You know why I ain't never been? That ain't me. That ain't me. That ain't me. And if somebody feels like that ain't me, you know what? They absolutely right. They could be like, hey, what you doing here? You know what? You got a good question. That's a great question. I don't know why I'm here. No. Top Flight? Yes. The Shriners Club? Yes. Some R&B, some hip hop, some love making music. The closest I'm going to get to line dancing is square dance rap. My beat, we beat to the square dance rap. Yeah. No, I don't know nothing. So you absolutely right, Kamoyo. I don't, but now I don't know why we can't barbecue together. That be the other thing with me. Like, listen, man, I like who I like, which is me. You like who you like, which is you. Now, this is what I do not understand. And I'm gonna go ahead and keep it a buck. I do not understand, mind you, and we don't really have this because I'm just gonna go ahead and say some stuff. There's a difference between a redneck and a racist. The redneck is the country boy. Now, that said, more often than not, your races in the country are country boys. So what I don't understand is you like barbecue, I like barbecue. You like football in the fall, I like football in the fall. If I drink, I like getting drunk. You like getting drunk. I'm trying to figure out where the division going because I grew up in a rural area. Safe to say somebody else didn't. They all doing the same damn thing. They every weekend because they ain't really got no place to go. They all doing the same damn thing. The white dude in the country, he like his woman with some meat on her bones, no differently than the black dude in the country. Like his woman with some meat on the bone. Now, here's the dangerous thing. I ain't checking for his woman and he ain't checking for mine, even though every now and then they do cross up. So now that right there, I don't understand. I get it. Your great grandparents told you some BS. That's what they told you. You living right now. Why in the hell are you still going off of what your great grandparents told you back then? You know damn good and well they was full of it. Some of the stuff they said wasn't right. Okay, no different. There's no such thing as the 3 R's. See how I just said that? There's some things that your great grandparents told you that ain't true. There's no such thing as the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic. There's no such thing as that. Them words start with 3 different. Let me see here. We got Kamoyo said, been concealed carry for years because as a delivery driver, I had to bring stuff to some deeply racist businesses that you wouldn't know till you get mad. I'm sitting up there, I'm holding up the piece. I'm like, if you are a racist, what makes you think the black pizza driver rolled up on you wanting to smoke? One, he don't know you. Y'all don't interact in the same damn circles. You don't. 2, if you do order pizza from Papa John's, okay, say the black person ain't bringing it to you. It still could have been a black person cooking it. That's like I said, racism be the funniest damn thing to me, the most confusing damn thing, because I don't know how you can be a racist and be an American. No. I'm going to say that one more time. I don't know how you can be a racist. Let me tell you something. I know cats. I'm going to tell them myself. Hoping folks don't get mad at me. I know cats that really ain't got too much good to say about white people, and some of their favorite superheroes are white. I'm going to say that one more time. I know some folks that swear up and down they don't like white folks, yet some of their favorite superheroes are white. I don't say nothing. I don't get mad. I don't judge because I get it. Subconsciously, you looking at what's going on and you feel some type of way consciously, but subconsciously, you know that ain't what it is. Subconsciously, you know you shouldn't be checking for race. You really should be checking for the content of that person's character. And I'm going to say this person's favorite characters are Captain America and Superman. Can't go wrong. Cannot go wrong. He said black people were better off doing Jim Crow. And I never understood that because I don't know how I could feel compelled to speak for when a white person was good. And I don't know why a white person would listen to a black person speaking on when they had it best. I never understood that. Him. I don't know how he get to speak for me. I don't. But you know, we sometimes let folks get comfortable and everything. No, you can't speak for me, big dog. You can't. Americans will have to. I want to what you're saying. To push racists out. I like that. Let's stay right there. Utopia versus dystopian. Do we want a utopian society? Let's look at what we got here. We're gonna go to Google, because I'm looking at how we got stuff going on, and folks still want to preach separatism as a part to preaching love, preaching solidarity, preaching unification. I don't know how to mourn the passing of someone who chose to keep our country divided when they should have been preaching our country coming together. But hey, so let's look at this real quick. Let's see where we're headed at. So a dystopian society is an imagined nightmarish world characterized by oppression, extreme inequality, loss of freedom, and a breakdown of social order, often under a tyrannical government or other controlling entity. Let me read that again, because I don't know if we got that. So you take this to your government officials and everything like that and ask them which way we headed. Because I see it, but I just want to make sure we understand it. Because what that book say, the meek shall inherit the earth. Right. Well, Star Trek would be the utopian society. Star Wars would be the dystopian society. Let me go back with this right here. A dystopian society is an imagined nightmarish world characterized by oppression, extreme inequality, loss of freedom, and a breakdown of social order, often under a tyrannical government or other controlling entity. These fictional societies are portrayed as cautionary tales, serving as critiques of current social, political, or technological trends by extrapolating them into extreme, undesirable futures where the illusion of perfection hides widespread human misery. Key characteristics of a dystopian society. Stay with me here. A powerful authority, such as oppressive control. A powerful authority, such as a totalitarian government, corporation, or ideology, exercises extreme control over its citizens. Loss of individuality. Labels. The only labels that should matter is that we're God's children and or we're Americans. Those are the only labels that matter. All that other stuff, that's just to take away your individuality. See, we're not going to look at Theo. We're going to look at Black. We're not going to look at Jose. We're going to look at Brown. But when it comes to looking at CK, oh no, then we'll look at an individual. When we look at Republicans, the current administration, then we'll look at individuals. But everybody else, oh no, we're going to make it about the entirety. Loss of individuality. Citizens are expected to conform to strict norms, suppressing individual thought, freedom, and unique identities. Surveillance and propaganda. Constant monitoring and the use of misleading information are common tools to control the population and maintain the ruling power's agenda. Didn't Buddy say he wanted to be a king? Extreme inequality. A stark divide often exists between a privileged elite and a suffering, subjugated lower class. Don't want you saying nothing about what transpired last Wednesday. Environmental devastation. Dystopian worlds can feature a ruined or degraded natural environment which may be feared or banished. They don't believe in global warming, but you've been living. Illusion of a perfect society. Dystopian societies often present a facade of a utopian world, a perfect society that is actually harmful or evil. Make America great again. They serve as warnings about current social trends, societal trends, political, systems or technological developments by showing their potential negative consequences if taken to an extreme. Anybody remember the Hunger Games? I'm gonna do this right here. That was dystopian. Let's do this one. I like this right here. They had it for a little bit. Jonathan Hickman's Age of Krakoa. They had a little bit on the Age of Krakoa. They didn't last long, but they had it for a little bit. A utopian society is an imaginary community, place, or system that possesses an ideal social order, free from the flaws and sufferings of the real world, and is often characterized by a harmony, equality, cooperation, and a high quality of living for all its members. Oh, stop the presses. Stop the presses. You mean everybody work together? Everybody come together in a utopian society. Everybody? Let me read that again. A utopian society is an imaginary community, place, or system that possesses an ideal social order, free from the flaws and sufferings of the real world, and is often characterized by harmony, equality, cooperation, and a high quality of living for all its members. You mean tell me everybody walk around happy, happy, joy, joy? Remember Dr. Eve Ewing? Remember the first issue of Black Panther? Everybody had everything that they needed. They were stealing just so they could afford a boat. The term utopia itself, coined by Sir Thomas More in 1516. Why do I know him? I don't think Sir Thomas More looked like me. But I did go to college. I did go get that education that folks seem to not really respect and everything like that, because we got Linda McMahon as the, never mind. Key characteristics utopian societies typically feature. Shout out to my brother Daryl. He didn't pull it up and everything like that. Benevolent governments that ensure the safety and general welfare of citizens, all citizens. Now, I'm not trying to be funny, but I know folks, they like taco shell, but if you in my lane and you buy action figures, then you know that's taco shell fault that Hasbro prices went up. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, I can afford it. I didn't ask you that. But remember when we said the country that imposes the tariffs absorbs the prices? Remember when we said that before he got elected? We said, that's not how tariffs work. We said, if he imposed tariffs, we, the private citizens, would have to eat the cost. Remember when we said that? Well, if you collect action figures, then Hasbro prices just go up. If you buy from a second-hand party, you see them shipping costs. You buy action figures, I buy action figures. Let's not act like that. Let's not act like that. You are in, whether you voted for them or not, you collect action figures, you in the FAFO stage right now. You ain't even asked for this if you didn't vote for them. You in the F around the find out stage, and you ain't even asked for this. you ain't even asked for this. Let me keep going. Equality, equal treatment of all citizens, free from discrimination and fear. We ain't gonna never get to Star Trek. I ain't gonna ever get to hear that dude say space, the final frontier. None of that. Strange place, new world, new civilizations. To boldly go where. Now, I'm not gonna get none of that. Let's see here. harmony and cooperation. Emphasis on cooperation and communal living to foster social harmony. Oh, Lord Jesus. You mean everybody working together? You got to give. You using it for the betterment of society. I got to give. I'm using it for the betterment of society. We walking out like Jim Carrey did first thing in what was the human, what was it? The human show. With howdy, how you do, neighbor? We greeting everybody. The Truman Show. The Truman Show. That I just want to take us back. I just want to go back to the book of Genesis, the Old Testament. I just want to go back to the book of Genesis. You realize what was going on, right? Just stay right there. 6 days, he rested on the 7th day. Genesis. Adam. There was some talk about whether Adam had a wife before Eve, but that ain't what we discussing. Adam. He is in the Garden of Eden. He ain't working for nothing. If you believe in God, stay right there. He ain't working for. I literally had as a Christian. What do you mean? What you mean? You read. So you didn't read Genesis? Yeah, I read it. So did it say it had to work? Huh? Bro, literally everything was right there for him. Well, how did he eat? You know what? If we spiritual, I'm of the mindset Adam walked over to a cow and said, stay. Walked over to some chickens and said, eggs. Walked over to a pig and said, bacon. I know. I'm joking. I know. I'm not trying to upset folks that practice Islam. I'm not. But you get what I'm saying. He ain't have to work. All the food was right there. But he went to sleep. The Bible says he was restless. That's biblical for he was horny. That's what that is. They're not going to put horny in the Bible. He was horny. He was sexually frustrated. They're not going to say that. They said he was restless. God looked at him. He ain't have to spit no game. He ain't have to go to the club. He ain't have to put on no cologne. He ain't have to do nothing. He went to sleep and woke up, and it was a woman right beside him. I'm gonna tell you something. I've tried that. That ain't how that's never happened. I ain't never closed my eyes and been, Lord, please just no. So if you believe in the Bible, we ain't supposed to be working. Adam and Eve messed that up. Adam and Eve messed that up. Adam and Eve messed that up. We ain't supposed to be working for nothing. I don't even want to say it's a lifelong punishment because clearly they've been gone. No, this is a curse. We ain't supposed to be working for nothing. Well, if that Adam and Eve had a utopian society right there with them first two, they effed it up. Let me keep going. Economic security. Economic well-being and security for every member of the society. You know, it seems like that's something that intelligent people or civilized society would be working towards. Absence of evils. Absence of evils. Freedom from human evils such as corruption, hate, greed, and conflict. You would like to think that an intelligent society would be able to accomplish that. You think a society with so many scholars, folks with doctorates and PhDs and high IQs, you like to think that we understood that. You would. high quality of life, fulfillment of needs leading to happiness with ample leisure time. I'm going to go back to Genesis, the part where it says ample leisure time. We're not supposed to be working. The Garden of Eden literally had everything in it that man needed. The reason why we toil, man, if you believe in the Bible, I didn't write this. I didn't write this. But the reason why man toils is because what Adam did. And the reason why women, oh Lord, if I was a woman, I would thoroughly be disgusted with Eve. A woman ain't even supposed to experience any pain. She not. That's Eve's fault. The snake ain't supposed to be crawling on his belly. That's crazy because I don't even think the snake had any say-so in it, but because he allowed himself to be usurped by Lucifer, that's his punishment. Yeah, so if we know all that, right, why we telling folks they got to work? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. If I look at Genesis, that's the Old Testament, and then I look at Revelations, second book, New Testament, and everything like that. I got the Old Testament, New Testament. Old Testament, we weren't supposed to be working. New Testament, Jesus died for all our sins. I'm confused. Why is man making man suffer? Y'all need me to say that one more time? Old Testament, starting off, we weren't supposed to be working. That was man that messed that up. New Testament, Jesus died for all our sins. So we should be good. Like that debt literally has been cleared. What's going on? Grandma Tarot say intense. The delusion of selfishness block blessing. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Y'all give it up one time. My brother D Real. We got about 11 minutes and everything, about 21 more minutes and everything. We're gonna make sure we get out of here in time enough to rock with my brother Daryl and everything like that. He got the comic book reviews. Grand Madam Tarot has showed up. What's going on, Grand Madam Tarot? Kamoyo says some weirdos want Star Wars. I don't want that nonsense. Anazi the Spider has showed up. Thank you so much, Anazi. We supposed to be eating, sleeping, hanging out, and yeah, I did like low key. What Jonathan Hickman gave us in the first few issues of the Age of Krakoa, when all the mutants was hanging out on the island, I was looking at Jonathan like this. You ain't slick. Say Theo. John thought it was slick. John, you not slick. John, you gonna tell a story of an oppressed people announcing to the world that they getting up leaving. Because I don't know how anybody else looked at the Age of Krakoa, but I said, oh, I get this. I get this all day. What happened? No. They got up and left, right? Well, historically speaking, you didn't read that story before. People that's oppressed get up and leave. What happened? They say, y'all don't want us here no more. That's fine. We going on over here. Well, I ain't have to read the whole story arc to know what was going to wind up happening. You had some of them that sold themselves out. Then you had the folks over here that wasn't going to leave them alone, didn't want them around them, and when they left, still had a problem. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. So yeah, let me keep up with these notes. We got 19 more minutes and we're going to be on up out of here. We're going to be on up out of here. Teen Lantern. I don't know if y'all are keeping up with the Green Lantern Corps. Teen Lantern, the young lady that is a lantern with a gauntlet that projects the emerald energy. Turns out that gauntlet belongs to Kronos. He of the inventor of the Green Lantern Corps. So I'm checking that out. If you would like for me to start doing comic book reviews on it, that is a story that I'm keeping up with. Y'all let me know. Let's see here. What else we got? BitterRoot. If you did not buy the 5-issue series of BitterRoot, the new movement, I would suggest going to buy it. There's a lot of symmetry there in regards to the way things are going on. I would just say this. There is a part in there where you do have the Genus, and then you have the garden. I forget the name that they refer to it as, but you have that garden, and it is just people, group of people being hateful for no reason. And they're different. They're different than the Genus. The Genus are individuals. These people move in mass, and their hatred has become so strong that it's basically turned them into one big monster, if you will. And there are just some people that are okay with hate. And I like I said, I don't even know how you be in America and you hate. I don't get that. I don't understand that. If you were in another country that wasn't multi-ethnic, as diverse as ours was, I'd be more understanding. But damn, you got to go above and beyond to still want to be a bigot, racist in America. Like, damn, you know that ain't the way that go. But if you have not checked out BitterRoot, the new movement, and you would like for me to go over it, you let me know. I'll be more than happy to do that. T'Challa versus Wilson Fisk. I don't know how many of y'all have been keeping up, even went back to take a look at that Black Panther run by David Liss, the most dangerous man alive. I don't know why we haven't seen T'Challa and Wilson Fisk interact since then, considering what Wilson Fisk was trying to do at that particular moment in time. I don't know. You got Lady Bullseye in it, playing a part. I'm saying to myself, now I got to go get a Lady Deadpool action figure. And then you have Typhoid Mary. I'm saying, I guess I got to get a Typhoid Mary action figure. Sophia returns in the story, plays a part in that and everything like that. Wish we could see more of Sophia, which is crazy because I understand, considering the story that's getting ready to come out December, Sophia would be a big surprise if she shows up. Some folks might not want her to show up because they would feel like that's sharing time, T'Challa sharing time, but she's one of those characters that we've gotten in the past that we haven't seen in a long, long time. So just letting you know, she was a pretty good character. That is my wife, Skyline Designs. What's going on, baby? How you doing? Yes. See her? Ladies, sisters, that's a Black woman. So folks be telling you, Black men don't marry Black women. Black women, I'm sorry, that's a Black woman. Stop listening to stuff like that. Stop listening to stuff like that. The diorama reveal. We got 16 minutes. So I'm gonna see if I can do it like this. Y'all have seen, thank you so much to Mr. Smith. He did this for me and everything like that. So I'm gonna pop back. Make sure y'all can see what we got going on here in its full splendor. So I want to bring it back. Look at it. This thing took up the whole table. As you can see, that's the end of the table right there. To that end of the table. I'm very careful about what I have sitting on here. I really want to say this is basically like, no, it's not styrofoam. Oh, you would probably, let me get right here. Let Kamoyo take a look at that. Kamoyo is our residential poster. He's gonna know what we're looking at here. Get to see those. Yeah, there you go, Kamoyo. That's what it's made out of. So you got that. The material on it is like, it's not cheap paper. That's what I'm gonna say. It's not cheap paper, but that is nice. It comes with these pieces right here. I understand what Mr. Smith was saying. This is everything that you assemble by hand, folding it and everything like that. So once you fold stuff, the likelihood of you wanting to fold it again is unlikely. You're not going to want to do this. This is actually two pieces right here. Got this big piece, and then you have this keyboard, which I use the glue dots to assemble that. Let's take a around. This is another structure building that me and the missus are working on here. But this is what it looks like in the back. Once again, shout out. Thank you so much, Mr. Smith. There are a lot of things that I can absolutely do with this, and I'm absolutely looking forward to using this. But when you take a look at this, the dot piece, you take that structure into consideration, and the Valorverse vehicle that Mr. Ray Smith taught me into getting. There are a lot of, as Kamoyo would say, as Gray would say, there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential here. Let me turn this back around. There is a lot of potential here to be used. Where are we at? The 818 mark and everything like that. Shout out to Mr. Ray Smith. Shout out to the Rock With Me Nation. It's the stuff that y'all are blessing me with. The ideas that y'all are blessing me with. Giving me the confidence to do it. I don't know if y'all watched the video. I was doing voiceovers. I wish we all lived in the same neighborhood. We could make it do what it's gonna do. Let me keep up with these notes before we switch gears. Oh man, thank y'all so much. Let's see here. That's the truth. Some people have turned into hate-filled monsters who want to attack. Yeah, Grandman, I don't get it. Like you can't, like, one, and this is the thing, and this, and I would say this to all of us. You're intelligent, be intelligent. If you that dude or that woman, well, you gonna be thuggish, ruggish bone, be thuggish, ruggish bone. Just be factual. Just be factual. And don't let them turn you. And when I say them, I'm not talking about every white person, because that's the other lie that folks want us to get involved in, want us to embrace, that every white person is a racist. That's not true. That's not true. Don't embrace that mindset, because if you do, you've looked into the abyss and you blinked. Every white person is not hateful. No differently than every black person is not loving. No, there are bad elements in every group. That's what that is. That said, they swear they're not wrong. They swear they are never wrong, and that's the lie. Donald Trump has never done anything wrong in his life. That's a lie. J.D. Vance would tell you the Democratic Party has always been wrong. That's a lie. Ron DeSantis would tell you that the state of Florida didn't do any good until he became governor of the state of Florida. That's a lie. See, there's no 100% in that. No, none of us are perfect. And as soon as somebody tells you that they're perfect, you need to know they're lying. Let me say the videos take way longer to make than the runtime. Let me see here. Going to the range to learn how to use the pew-pews next week. I ain't mad at that, Grand Madam. Me, I'm low-key addicted to the gunpowder, so I wouldn't know how to just let off one round and be satisfied. I kind of, yeah, so that's it. Listen, we are out. We have 9 minutes before my brother Daryl takes over and everything like that. Make sure we're going to tune in for his comic book reviews. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. This is our country. Our quote, our quote. That's everybody's country. You have folks that are going to go above and beyond to try and make you feel like it's their country. It's not. Never was. It's everybody's country. And I suggest you go ahead and fall in line because we're not going backwards. I don't care who you want to acknowledge. I don't. You can acknowledge, you cannot acknowledge. It's up to you. But that hate-filled rhetoric that y'all are putting out there right now, black against brown, brown against white, we're not embracing that. Liberals against conservatives, no, we're not embracing that. So you can kick rocks with that nonsense right there. No, we're going to call it for what it is. We're going to call it for what it is. Americans against anti-Americans. Because if you're not about American solidarity, American unification, you can get the hell out. And if you think I'm talking to you, a hurt dog will holler. If you embracing division, you can go ahead and leave. If you want to be in a country that's white, there's quite a few of them over there in Europe. Go find one of them. This is the melting pot, the greatest melting pot on earth. And we're not going backwards. We're not. I meant what I said. I said what I meant. You got a problem? Get a plane ticket. Hop a boat ride. But as far as being the soup that stirs everything together, we're not going backwards. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Listen, like, share, subscribe. We out of here. We got 7 minutes on 5:30, 1 hour from now. Got to protect me and mine. Absolutely, Grand Madam. Better safe than sorry. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Let's see here. I'm ready to go. All gas, no brakes. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And as somebody said over there in TikTok, and I absolutely loved it. I embraced it. We and Mr. Smith would love this too. If you believe in God, he ain't call you down here to be no punk. We're supposed to be warriors under God. You believe in God, we're supposed to be unflinching. Well, we know that word, and that's the same word they didn't want us to read. Well, you know what? We read it. So now when they go out and they run their mouth, regardless of who they are, regardless of what their position is, because we know what's in that Bible, we need to throw it right back in their face. Oh, no, we're not dealing with division. And if you are preaching division, you are a hateful individual. You are doing Satan and Lucifer's work based on the Bible that you put up in me and mine's face. So yeah, I read it. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Listen, like, share, subscribe. My bros, breathe, relax, aim, squeeze. Listen, I am out. Thank y'all so much. This has been fun. We have got to do this again. Yeah, we're gonna have some comic book reviews. We're gonna have some diorama set pieces. Listen, we're gonna have it all. Shout out to Mr. Ray Smith. He got me the Ultron that I wanted. Any Ultron I get now will be an Ultron robot, will be just, but no, this is the physically imposing, scary Ultron that I wanted. So Mr. Ray Smith, thank you. That's it. Till next time, memory of the late, great Don Cornelius and Chadwick Boseman. Think about what I just said. One man always wished us love, peace, and soul. Another man went and found out who he was. Did not mind asking the tough questions. And did not take on the, I can't drive, I can't swim, I can't read role. So we wouldn't further propagate the nonsense that some folks like to spread out there about us. So in memory of the late, great Don Cornelius and Chadwick Boseman, till next time, I wish each and every last one of you love, peace, and so we out.